Geekyranjit, and in this video I'll be doing the unboxing and giving you an overview about this Xperia Z5. And as you can see, this is a demo unit and we have it in this green color. So we have the handset itself. We'll come back to this a bit later. And here are the accessories, and again, as it's a demo unit, generally we don't get all the accessories. This is the power brick, and Sony says that it supports quick charging. With just 10 minutes of charging, Sony says that it can provide the power for about 5.5 hours. And we also have the micro USB to USB cable. In the retail unit, you should also have a headset, and we also have a pamphlet. That's the startup guide. And again, this is the dual SIM variant. In some other regions, we also have the single SIM variant. So let me keep these things to the side and let's look at the handset. So this is the Sony Xperia Z5. Again, the build quality looks really good, and this is the new green color. It's looking very elegant, I have to say. And again, the back is also still glass, but it is sort of frosted glass, so it does resist fingerprint magnets, as you can see. Otherwise, with earlier variants of the Sony Xperia lineup, it used to be a fingerprint magnet, so it's a welcome move. And it also says in here, that means it has NFC, and it also has the new improved camera. And let me actually give you a physical overview first. On the top, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, the secondary noise cancellation microphone. Moving on this end, we have the power on off button, but it also has the fingerprint scanner embedded within it, and we also have the volume rocker, and we also do get a dedicated camera shutter button. Moving towards the bottom, we have the micro USB port that will be used for charging, and we also have this for a lanyard. Moving towards this end, we have the Xperia branding, and this is actually a flap that opens, and here you can add your SIM and the micro SD card. As you can see, it is a dual SIM variant, so we have that dual SIM slot. And moving towards the front, actually the speakers are front firing speakers. It's hidden, one is over here and one is over here, and it sports a 5.2-inch screen. And let me actually set this up. And by the time it boots up, let me give you a configuration overview. This Xperia Z5 sports a 5.2-inch 1080p screen, which is an IPS LCD screen. It weighs 154 grams. It's powered by the Snapdragon 810 chipset, which is an Octa Core processor divided into 2 quad cores. The powerful quad core is clocked at 2 GHz based on the ARM Cortex A57 architecture, and the other quad core is based on the ARM Cortex A53 clocked at 1.5 GHz. It has the Adreno 430 GPU, 3 GB of RAM. We also get micro SD card slot, NFC, FM radio. Moving towards the camera, the rear-facing camera is a 23-megapixel shooter with LED flash, whereas the front-facing camera is a 5.1-megapixel shooter. It also has front-firing speaker. It does support fast charging, and the battery is a 2900 mAh battery, which is sealed inside. And regarding the pricing, this product is sold in India for $52,990, which is approximately $815. So I've just set up the Sony Xperia Z5 Dual, and I've also set up the fingerprint scanner. Let me actually show you that. So this is a very interesting move. The fingerprint scanner is within this power button. So actually you just press it like this and you just hold your finger, and as you can see, it unlocks. It's not the fastest that I have to say. You have to just press it once and keep your finger for a second, it unlocks. And we also have a LED notification light over here. Again, it has a 5.2-inch screen, which is an IPS LCD screen. As you can see, the screen quality is really good, even though it's just a 1080p screen. The PPI is good. It's 424 PPI. And again, it comes out of the box with Android Lollipop. Let's look at it. If you just go to About, and let's go to About the device. And if you look at the Android version, as you can see, it comes with the Android version 5.1.1, which is Android Lollipop. Let's look at the storage. I haven't added a micro SD card yet, but we get 32 gigs of internal storage. And let's see, out of that 32 gigs, how much do we get? And as you can see, out of that 32 gigs, we get 21.34 gigabytes of space free. There's a lot of bloatware installed, but we can uninstall a lot of apps. I'll show you that a bit later. And again, it's a high-end handset, so you get everything. And it also has the mobile Bravia engine. And we also do get the glove mode for extra sensitivity if you would like to have that. And we can also adjust the white balance. Sony does provide us a lot of options for the color, temperature and screen. So that's a nice thing. And we also do get this tap to wake up. I really like this feature on Android phones, and it's glad to see that Sony has provided that in the default firmware. So let's just go back, and as I've already mentioned, quite a bit of bloatware. Again, these are the Google apps, but again, as you can see, a lot of Sony related apps are pre-installed, and this is the app tray. And as you can see, a lot of bloatware is there, but you can uninstall a lot of apps. For example, let's try to remove this Hangama Play. Just hold on to this one, and as you can see, it says X. So if you just press that, it will be uninstalled. So this way you can uninstall a lot of let's say junkware. If you don't want this modern compact was pre-installed, you can uninstall stuff like that. And as we are connected, let's quickly just fire up the Chrome web browser, and I'll just accept. So this is the default keyboard, and it runs on the Snapdragon 810 chipset. That chipset does exhibit some heating issues. It'll be interesting to see how this phone handles that. Sony says that it has dual heat pipes for heat dissipation, but I do feel that the phone is getting a bit warm. It's been just 5 minutes since we have set it up, but it'll be interesting to see how it handles heavy gaming. I will definitely try to test that later on. Again, regarding the screen quality, as you can see, the screen quality is really good. It's not too cold or too yellow. So I really like the screen quality that Sony has put on this one. And we are also, again, as it's a Sony device, we do get this small app. So you do get sort of multitasking features. And I also like one more feature on this phone. For example, if you hit the power, oops, let's unlock it, fingerprint. Yeah, and if you hold this power button, where we do get an option to record the actual screen. So that's a really nice option in my opinion. So let me just get out of the web browser. And Sony has said that they have really improved the camera. Now it has that new sensor. That's a 23 megapixel sensor on this Xperia Z5 with a single LED flash. So let's quickly look at the camera. Let me bring some objects nearby. So let's fire up this camera, and the good thing is that now we do have that superior auto mode that we have always seen with Sony devices, but the good thing is that if you go to the setting, by default the resolution will be 8 megapixel, but even in the superior auto mode we can go all the way up to 23 megapixel. If you want to go to widescreen, you can go all the way up to 20 megapixel. So that's really nice in my opinion. I've just set it to 20 megapixel, and we'll just take some sample shots in this auto mode. Let's do, oops, I've hit the video by mistake. Let me just stop that, and let's take a picture now. Let's take one more. So we have that tap to focus, and the shutter speed is fast, as you can see. Let's look at these pictures now. That looks natural. So the pictures look good. Again, I need to test all these later on, and I will be actually thoroughly testing the camera later on. And again, as it's a Sony device, as you can see, it does offer us a lot of camera modes. As you can see here, we do have a lot of modes, and we also have the manual mode if you would like to go that way. And we also do get quite a few downloadable modes. So camera might be the highlighting point about this, and yes, it does record 4K videos also. So let's just go back, and I have to say now the handset is becoming quite a bit warm over this area. So it will be interesting how it handles with heavy usage. That's just my initial impression. Again, we do get the theme support also. As you can see, there are some themes that are pre-installed, and we can also download some extra themes. So guys, that's it for now for this unboxing and first look at the Sony Xperia Z5 Dual. And if you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.